Hi guys, I am going to go over some of the answers to our stations that we did to prepare for our unit test. So this is station 1. A piece of pepperoni weighs 2,400 grams. Where would you make a cut to make one of the pieces weigh about 1,800 grams? Use a bar model to show your cuts. So my bar model would be a long rectangle. My whole value of my bar model would be 2,400. If I cut my bar model in half, that would be 1,200. And I know that I need to make 1,800. So if I take half of 12, I know that that would be 600, 600, 1,200, 1,800 would be my would be where I would cut to make a piece that weighed 1,800 grams. So that's station 1. Station 2. What will this dinner cost you in Iowa, where the sales tax is 5%? So remember to calculate the sales tax and the tip separately on the cost of the dinner. So right now we're looking for the 5% tax. So in this case, I'm working with a total check of $7.99. To make things easier for myself, I'm going to take $7.99 and I'm going to round that up to $8. Because it's a friendly number, it's easier to work with. I'm going to say that $8 is 100% of my bill. So to find 10%, I would just divide by 10. I'm dividing by 10 because, again, it's a landmark number, landmark percent. 100 divided by 10 is 10%. And then I can take that again and cut it in half to get 5%. So I know when I divide by 10, it causes my decimal to shift one space to the left. I know that 10% of $8 is 80 cents, and half of 80 cents is 40 cents. So the dinner plus the tax would be $7.99 plus 40 cents, which would be roughly or exactly $8.39. So that is how I would solve station number 2. Station number 3, Tamara jumped 4.37 meters, Janet jumped 4.49 meters. Explain how much farther Janet jumped. Use an open number line to show your jumps. So I am going to start off with 4.37, and I know that I need to jump to 4.49. That's my target. If I make a jump of 1/10 or 10 cents, if you think about it like money, I know that I can jump 10 cents to 4.47. and that I know I can make 3 cents jumps, 1, 2, 3, to get to 4.49. I know all together. Oh, hold on, sorry. Math teacher mess up. I only need to jump 2 cents from 47 to 49. So I know altogether I jumped a total of 10, 11, 12. Station number 4 was a little bit of ratio practice. What is the price of 32 drinks when we know 2 cost $5.50? So I'm setting up my ratio table. I know 2 drinks cost $5.50, and I want to know the price of 32. So I'm going to use my ratio strategy of doubling. I'm going to double 2, so I get 4. 5.50 doubled is $11. I'm going to continue to double. 4 doubled is 8. 11 doubled is 22. 8 doubled is 16. 22 doubled is 44. And if I double 16, I can get 32 and 88. So just by using my doubling strategy, I can double my way up to the number of drinks I need. And if I continue to double my cost, I know that the cost is $88. The second problem asks, what is the price of 1 sports drink when the sale price of 32 sports drinks is $72? So I know that I have 32 drinks and it costs $72, and I want to know the price of 1. So I know that I'm going to try to scale down my ratio. I think I'm going to use my halving strategy to see if I can get down to 1 sports drink. So half of 32 is 16. Half of 72 is 36. Half of 16 is 8. Half of 36 is 18. Half of 8 is 4. Half of 18 is 9. Half of 4 is 2. Half of 9 is $4.50. Half of 2 is $1 or 1 drink, and half of $4.50 is $2.25. So I know that 1 sports drink would cost $2.25. And that was ratio practice. My next problem, the campsite is located at Rosewood Forest, which is 150 miles from school. Jared wonders how long it will take to get there to travel to the campsite. He estimates that the buses will drive about 45 miles per hour. So the important thing to look at here is 45 miles per hour. That means in 45 miles will take me 1 hour to drive. Per hour means in 1 hour I can drive 45 miles. My distance that I'm looking for is 150 miles. So I want to get as close to 150 as I possibly can. So I know if 1 hour I can go 45 miles. I know in 2 hours I can go 90 miles. I know that if I add 45 and 90 together, it will take me 3 hours to go 135 miles. And that's pretty close. I know it's going to take me roughly 3 hours, probably a little bit more because I need to get up to 150. I know, so if this is as far as you got, then that's pretty close and I would accept that as an answer. I know that I need to somehow make it 15 more miles. To get me up to 150. So I would take 45 and divide it by 3. So I would kind of make a backwards jump here, divide by 3. That I know I could go 15 miles, and if I divide 1 by 3, again I get 1/3 or 20 minutes. So I could go in 1/3 of an hour, I could go 15 miles. So I know that to go 150 miles, it would take me 3 1/3 hours, or 3 hours and 20 minutes. Again, if you got this far, that's pretty exciting. That's a good estimate. And if you wanted an exact answer, you could break those 45 minutes down into 15-minute thirds. and get a more precise answer at the end. All right, we are up to station number 5. I just realized I'm doing these out of order, but you can still follow along. Alrighty, so we need to take some students on a camping trip. I know that they come in small buses. Each bus can hold 15 students. That means one bus will carry 15 students, and we need to get all these students to the campsite. So my target number is going to be all these students added together. So I'm going to add 27 plus 31 plus 23 plus 24. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 and 4 is 15. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know I need to get 105 students to the campsite. So I know one bus holds 15. I'm just going to start scaling my way up. I can use doubling. I can add columns together. I'm going to get as close to my target number of 105 as I can. So I know that 30 students would take 2 buses. I know that if I was going to do 60 students, it would take 4 buses. I know that if I double 60 again, I'll go over. So I know that 120 would take 8 buses, but that's too much. I know that I can add 60 and 30 to make 90 students, and 90 students would take 6 buses because I'm adding 60 and 30 to make 90, and 4 and 2 to make 6 buses. I know that if I add 90 and 15, I'll get to my target number of 105, and I will have to add the number of buses that go with it. 6 buses for 90 students, 1 bus for 15 students, all together would give me 7 buses. So it would take 7 buses to get 105 students to the campsite. All right, 2-part question. This is station number 7. Sam was raising money for her Girl Scout troop. Her goal was to raise $300. She already raised $50. So we're looking at 50 out of 300 as our fraction. If you wanted to simplify that, you could simplify it to 5 out of 30. If you wanted to simplify it even further, you could simplify it to 1 out of 6. It says to draw a bar model to show her progress towards reaching her goal. So again, we're going to represent it on a bar. My goal would be to raise $300, and I only raised $50. So I'm going to start by breaking it into $100 pieces. 100, 200, 300. And I know that half of 100 is 50. If I cut this piece in half, I also have to cut the other pieces in half to keep my equal size pieces. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. And I would shade 50 out of 300. And I can also see that that matches my fraction answer at the top. That is 1/6 of her goal. Number 8. Jen is also raising money for her school. Slide that down. Her goal is to raise $400, and she has raised $100 already. What percent of her goal is this? So we know that she has raised 100 out of 400. We can simplify that all the way down to 1/4. And I know that for my fraction equivalence, 1/4 is approximately 25%. It is 25%. Well, lo and behold, she actually raised $500. What percent of her goal is this? So in this one, I would use a ratio table to solve it. We're comparing percent and money.